let's talk about some overview regarding the writing session in today's class, okay? So a writing session is all about talks 1 and talks 2 in the IELTS session, all right? So what is talks 1 and what is talks 2? Let's get some, clear overview regarding this one. In the talks 1, you need to deal with the pie chart description, table description, graph description, and let's say cycle, okay, and some sort of tables and so on. And for this talks 1, you are given 20 minutes time. So within 20 minutes, you need to write at least 150 words, okay? Not less than 150 words. Even the words will be counted by the examiner. So be careful when you write the words, okay? No problem if you write more than 150 words plus. So, so for 20 minutes, you'll be given for 150 words. So try to write at least, more words than 150. But do not write too many words. The more you write, the more the grammatical error would be, okay? The more chances of being grammatical is for sure. So for that reason, at least write 170 or approximately 175 words. We provide you this writing answer sheet for talks 1 student. So this is the answer sheet which you usually get, all the time, get in the real examinations also, the real answer sheet for talks 1. If you do make the habit of practicing out here in the class, it will be quite easier for the student to, predict the words that they're going to write even in their real test, okay? So you get all together 2 papers like this one, and the second one would be this one, okay? So look here. So you must write 150 within this page, okay? No problem. If you want to write many words, then you can raise the hand and just ask the paper. Then again, you get the next paper, all right? So you don't have problem at all for talks 1. But try to practice the answers for talks 1 in this answer sheet, because it will be quite fruitful for you to manage the time and to manage the words also, because you've been doing a lot of practice. So how many words that you can, write within these papers, that you can make sure before you practice a lot, all right? So, okay, so for talks 1, you are given different modules of the questions, as I have said you, and the time limitation for talks 1 is altogether 20 minutes. So within 20 minutes, you must write 150 words, and the total marks for this session is 3 marks, okay? Now, let's come to talks 2, and then again, I will go back to talks 1, all right? So talks 2 is all about the essay writing. It's all about an essay writing. Different modules of the essays that you get out here in the talks 2. For example, you get agree, disagree question, okay? Agree or disagree question. The next one, to what extent do you agree or disagree, okay? The question could be, asking about the advantages and disadvantages so far, okay? Talking about the advantages and disadvantages, opinion based question, all right? Some descriptive question and so on. There are different modules of the questions in talks 2. We'll be doing a lot of detail when we do talks 2 as well later on, okay? But surfacely, what we have to understand is that talks 2 is all about, essay writing, different modules of the essay writings. And for this, you are given 40 minutes of time. And you are not supposed to say like you get 40 minutes for talks 2 and 20 minutes for talks 1. However, complete 1 hour time will be given for you. And it's quite, rational ideas to justify the time, as talks 1 carries very less score, 3 score. So for 3 score, you give 20 minutes time. And for 6 score, how much time you're going to give? At least double, 40. That's why you give 40 minutes for this, okay? So 40 minutes for talks 2, 40 minutes. And within 40 minutes, you must write not less than 250 words, okay? So at least write 260 up to 280 words. Do not write many words, as I've said you before. So 40 minutes, 250 words within the 40 minutes of time, okay? So for this, you are given total 6 score, all right? So this is all about talks 2. So you might be clear like talks 1 and talks 2. Is it okay? So now let's discuss about talks 1. What you're gonna do out here in talks 1 is that, okay. So So firstly, how do we deal with task 1? How to approach task 1? How to approach task 1? Okay. In order to do task 1 well, students, you have to understand the question. Firstly, what the question is asking you. For example, the question is asking you about the diagram, or let's say it's asking about the graph. Okay. And the question is asking you, the data shows the consumption level of different commodities in a particular European country in the year 2002. Or the data shows the consumption level of different countries, like such as blah, 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 in the year 2002. For example, the question comes in this way. So as you read the question, you have to understand it very distinctly, very clearly. As you have understood the question, your second job is to see the diagram, whether the question has asked, the diagram has given accordingly or not. As long as you don't understand the question, it would be quite difficult for you to explain it in the paragraph. So that's why it's always the good idea to read the questions properly and try to find out what the diagram tries to say. At least give some time for that. Then after that, your first job is to give the general introductions that covers the details of the question. That means, firstly, what are you going to write? You read the questions and you paraphrase it. Paraphrase it. That means your first job is to present the general introduction. The general introductions that covers the detail of the questions. Even just going through their first line, first introduction part, the examiner understand what the topics is all about. Okay, what you are going to write on the given paragraph, that should be clearly understood through your introduction part. You understand? Okay. So as you have done the general introductions part, the second job, change the paragraph and give an overview. So overview means what the diagram tries to say, what the diagram has lastly represented, or what's the conclusion part of that diagram. Okay. So all in all, what the diagram tries to say, or what the pie chart tries to say, or let's say the table tries to say. That's what you mention out here in the overview. Okay. So, and then in the third line, you mention the body paragraph. So, you just make a comparison. Okay. Make a comparison. Talk about what is given out there in the table or graph or whatever it is. So when you explain it in the body paragraph, you know, do not try to explain every petty little detail which is not needed. Okay. For example, your diagram comes in this way. For example, the diagram is somehow like this. So here are 3 items. For example, this is beef, this one is chicken, and this one is lamb. And it starts from 1990 and ends up to 2000, for example, 10 years, for example, it is given. So the diagram, you know, this is the consumption level, gram per person. Okay, consumption of gram per person. For example, so the 50 grams, 100 gram, and let's say 200 gram. Suppose in this way it comes. So firstly, what do you have to do is that, firstly, what do you notice is that in the year 1990, you see the most consuming item is beef, which is consumed 200 gram. So when you say that, try to make a comparison also. The most consumed item is beef, which is consumed 200 gram per person per week, whereas this is